Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are well. Yes, today we are going to be playing with your tactics. Your tactics. All your tactics. None of mine. There's no time for my tactics. And my stream deck doesn't want to change scenes. Let me talk to it gently, right? Can you please change scenes? Thank you. Apparently, it needs that gentle touch, not the brutish hands that I have smashing them. Hope you guys are well. Yes. We are definitely going to be doing some Football Manager today. And we are going to be jumping into some tactics that you guys have uploaded, right? So without further ado, let's begin. So I'm looking at downloads, what you guys always sent me, which is a bit strange now. My windows are not looking like they normally do. Oh yeah, see the browse. Man. The thing is now the game is a bit acting up a bit strange, for me. Yeah, it's not going to the folder I set it for. No, it's going to a different folder. So sometimes I'm like going, okay, so where are my stuff supposed to be? Apparently they're still coming here. Even despite me choosing the thingamajig, the option in preferences. Hey Godspurs, how are you? Welcome. Hopefully we call up the tactics. Tactics for you guys. Let me find the link. Did I remove it? I hope not, man. Yeah, I think I did, no? I did. Why are you such a genius? Oops. FM26. I don't know if this is gonna be working. No. That's purchased the game. Shit. What happened to my all the links, man? I prepared for you guys. Football Manager, upload tactic. Does this work? Yeah, that should work. I hope. Yeah, that's a request, so it should work. I buried it instead of. I wonder why it changed. Yeah, there was an update. Normally it's like straight in. I go in and that's where it is. But this time around, it's decided to go somewhere else. I've got all kinds of folders now. Never mind. It's okay. Yeah, so we got some tactics in. 2 of yours. Got to take a look at them. From the usual suspects. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can call it up, right? So we got load. See, funny, right? This game now. Load item. What the hell is going on? No save creator yet. I know I put it in documents, right? Sports Interactive, Manager 6, and Tactics. We put it here. I'm just gonna take all of these. I think it's 5:54 p.m. today, right? 1, 2, yeah, these two. Copy, and I'm gonna look for the folder that we created. We called it root yesterday. Where's root? Root, where are you? Okay. There, new folder. Call it tactics. And then we'll put it in here. Terra copy. We'll have to restart Football Manager. I suspect that's what's causing it. Yeah, I guess yesterday when I did it, it was like different. Yeah. Don't purchase Football Manager. Discounted or whatever, otherwise. I'm not trying to plug the game. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to get back and do it all over again. Yeah. Oh, wrong game. Now, people have been asking how I use the shaders. I have a live stream where I explained it all. It was a very detailed live stream, so it's just very simple to find it. It just says reshade FM26. Yeah, you should be able to find it. Yeah. That is straightforward. I mean, reshade is really personal. I mean, even if I tell you my settings, they won't appear the same on your monitor. So everybody's eyes see colors a bit differently. So you may want to, give it a go. All right, try it out. It's not difficult. It's so easy. It's just moving a slider and going, okay, this looks good. Yeah, that's about it. No, it doesn't have there's no like rocket science to it. Like, oh my God, I need to know what this setting does precisely. No. That's Football Manager itself that you have to figure out. A lot of things are different now. Logos are gone. Yeah, all the logos are gone. See that? All my logos are gone. Yeah. All my logos are gone. See, only some of the logos are here now. Yeah, but the real name fix is there, but the logos have all gone. Yeah. But I think now the folder, because it's coming. Yeah, I knew it. It's from the D drive now, so that means I have to move all my logos and the graphics basically then. Yeah, it's not too difficult to do. It just takes a bit of it took a while for the machine to recognize him. See, the thing is, right, you quick pick, right? He's injured, but if you go to continue, I wonder whether they'll pick the player. Okay, we'll take a look at the tactic in a bit. So once again, the link is in chat if you want to upload your tactics. I think I have a delay right now on my stream deck. It's quite a hefty delay. I need to reset that. The game is playable. Depends on what you want out of this game. Yeah. If you're into like data-driven saves, then you gotta accept that these are all the definitions of SI. So I'm getting really sick and tired of these graphics. Hold on. Documents. Sports Interactive. For FM26. I'm gonna take all the folders. I have to take all these folders and copy and paste them there later, right? All my DB setups are here, right? And then my graphics are here. You see my faces and my logos are there. My schedules are here. So I'll have to bring everything across. Yeah. Tactics are here. So that side doesn't have anything, man. So why don't I do that while we do this, and then let's see if it messes up this whole game, okay? You never know, no? I mean, we might as well find out, right? Dalji is about to do something radical. People say never do this. I'm about to do something extremely radical. Replace all, overwrite all older files, replace, yeah. Yeah, radical. It's very radical. Then we quit the game. Again. God, the logo is like terrible. So terrible, I have to change it. I did a very good version of my tactic. Congratulations. If you think it worked, no, I think it works really well. If you believe it works very well, why should I look at it? Right or not? Guys, you guys are so good now. I'm really proud of the community at large. Now I'm coming up with some, I think I can go more cerebral. Can return to my more cerebral, headset. Not headset, head. Like yesterday, I think, because last year I talked about the secondo, the ladder, right? No, I suddenly forgot the South American term for it. And then I spoke about diamonds, right? Then some of you just didn't get it. But I did a whole show last year, live streamed it as well, where I actually showed you guys how to spot it. And then yesterday when the game was played, I said, look, it's there. And then I paused it right at that point. Can you now see it? Yeah. thing is, when you create your tactics, right, the moment you have the ball, okay, it's at the moment your midfield, your defense passes the ball to midfield, and they're going into their midfield consolidation phase, which is basically your team getting to your rest defense already. So they're gonna get into that consolidation phase where they're preparing to attack. Now, when that starts, right, it's like your players are getting into their positions that you want them to. So the ball has to be relative to the team, right? So if the ball is on the left, starting on the left side, right, with the fullback, then you expect the diagonal to form across his line, right to the striker up there. Okay. So then you'll have all these diamonds. So the diamonds are going to be on the left, on the right, and two in the middle, right? So you got one big diamond on the left, one big diamond on the right, and two diamonds in the middle. Okay, that's it. That's all you got to remember. Okay, then you got this diagonal line right across, right? Why is the diagonal line? It's a ladder. Because what you want to do is, you know how we give, there's give and go in a diamond? Like you pass the ball and the guy runs forward, right? So imagine these guys that are part of the ladder, there are steps, right? So each time a player goes up, waits for the pass, then goes up again, waits for the pass and goes up again. So that's the ladder. So when you're looking at the game of Football Manager, you're looking at roles in the middle of the park that do that for you. Now, why was the roaming playmaker so strong last year? Because he did it by himself. I was stunned. The roaming playmaker did it all by himself. So he was he was like, I am the pivot for the ladder. Everybody come to me. I shall take care of you and you shall rise to the occasion. That was a roaming. He was so good, they had to nerf him this year. So this year, we don't actually have one role that's in the center to do it anymore. Because if we had, game over again. Right, the match engine will be toasted. So you have to look for roles that actually move up. Basically, you're looking for positional roles. You're not looking for you can use a DM, but you want to stagger. So if you use two roles like two DLPs, for example, they will hold position. Not ideal because you need one of them to actually move up. You don't want them holding position. But the DMs also hold position. So why do they work? Because they have risky passes in them, right? So one can play less risky and the other one can play more risky, whereas the DLP can't do that. So, and that affects their positioning. Then there's the other thing. There's an embedded logic in the match engine that I've noticed over the last few years. And this is because I've been playing the game for 20 years. Okay. The reason why I know all this stuff is because I've got 20 years of experience staring at these numbers, staring at the match engine and figuring it out. Basically, when the player moves up the pitch, right, there will be, if the attack is down so if the ball moves to the right, then naturally the pivot of the attack will move up. So that means the midfielder, is waiting for the right-sided guy to move up because they want the whole attack to shift to that side. So you'll see it's like a pendulum. Remember I wrote in the pendulum attack in my book, right? So there's a pendulum that goes like this and a pendulum that goes like that. So all you gotta do is picture the pendulum now and you see the line there. Then you just think about, okay, I got this guy who's moving up. The DM is moving up, the box-to-box is moving up, right? Who's going to join him there on the right? Which is the reason why I like the advanced wingback in a 3-4-3. The advanced wingback in the 3-4-3 just turns that diamond into such a super diamond because he starts deep and then the next thing you know, you're looking at him, he's up there already. It's like, whoa, that guy is super fast, man. He's out there. So it's like so cool. So you've got your roles. So you're looking at roles that allow you to move the ball across the tiers, essentially. So you can run through and that's how you make your tactics. So all you got to do when you're looking at tactics, I know when people talk about simple diamonds. Simple diamonds are diamonds, okay? That anybody can make, all right? But when you get that ladder, that line through the middle, right? That diagonal line through the middle, you will have perfect transitions. I noticed that the AI can't handle it. It's like, every time there's this ladder, right, the AI can't get the ball. The only reason why the AI will fail, okay, is because your players are crap. If your players are semi-decent, and I'm talking minimum ratings for that league, that means Premier League 12, they can pull it off. They will be able to pull it off. So all you need to make sure is, hey, I got to get this guy to move up the pitch. Does he have off the ball, first touch, balance, agility? Because he has to keep the ball. Right? So common sense dictates that you got to find the right players. And finally, remember this match engine does a lot of calculations the closer it is to the ball. So it is an event-based match engine. It has never been, hey, all events are equal in the match engine. They've never been all events are equal. Okay, a defender at the back is likely to make a mistake when the ball comes over the top of his head because he starts further away. As the ball is coming closer to him, he's making more and more calculations. But sometimes, if his concentration attribute is low, boom, the ball goes behind him, it's too late. Right? So it's those guys who are closer to the ball are making millions of calculations, right? So you always will find that if you're attacking, then the attacking third becomes the place where you want to focus on. So every time the ball moves into a certain zone, your mind has to stop thinking this attribute is so important or that. Your mind has to start thinking, when I'm in this area, when the players are with the ball in this particular spot, what are the attributes that are important? That's all you have to do. Once you get that, man, you know how easy this game is. It's like taking candy from a baby. That's why you have to play it like this now. Which is, we give the AI all the power in the world. Otherwise, I won't be playing the game. I'll tell you right now, this is the easiest match engine to play. And we're not counting 0304. 0304 there was an exploit in 0304 when Scramjet and Diablo were playing, right? So that one, it wasn't a matter of whether it's easy or not. Everybody was playing an exploit. Nobody bothered playing the game, right? So FM17 will be the closest example this will come to, because FM17 was the easiest match engine because it didn't know how to defend. We're back in the situation where it doesn't know how to defend as well. But you see, in most cases, it will defend if your tactic is bog basic. That means if your tactic is like out of the, you go to some website and they go like, hey, you form a 4-2-3-1. You have to have one DM in a 4-2-3-1, fullback, one winger, one wide forward, one attacker. Okay, fine, put in generic roles. Yeah, and then generic, everything generic. Yes, you'll win some, you'll lose some. Generally, you do quite well. As opposed to going in and PIing the living daylights of everything and TIing the living daylights because you do know better. But the thing is, your results will get even better if you understand which roles will help you control the space and which roles will allow you to exploit the space. Because to control the space, you're basically holding those diamonds, right? So you're holding the area, you're able to pass the ball. To exploit the space is whether the person in that area, because you will have moved the whole team to that side, whether you can swing the ball to the other side. Like you see in my games, right? Morgan Gibbs White does a diagonal attack. That's because there's space on the left all the time. So in my tactics, because I'm doing this ladder all the time in my head, right? Every time that I'm attacking, the ladder forms in my head, which is why that sometimes against weaker teams, I need the space, right? I turn one of my center forwards into a channel forward because the channel forward is going to run wide and drop. So it's going to pull the whole team to the right side, because then my ladder becomes goes this way, but my pivot for the ladder is actually deeper. Instead of all the way up here where I can do low crosses, now my diamond is shifted down so that the tip of the diamond is at the start of the final third. So if you can start, you have to start thinking in three-dimensional terms when you're looking at the football pitch, right? And you go like, okay, where's my diamond? Where's the tip of my diamond? Tip is here. Okay, I'm doing low crosses. Okay, where's the tip of my diamond? Okay, there's a channel forward. It's going to be lower. Okay, I'm doing diagonal attacks to the other side. So do I have players coming in? That's all you got to do. Then, done. You will win. No problems. This game is too easy after that. No, it's not. I'm not doing that because my logos. Because I went and basically I took the new what's the thing? There's a new preference option in Football Manager which allows you to save your files onto another SSD. Now the problem is I don't like to save my. I don't like to install. My game is installed on my separate. My game is installed on my C drive, right? But I like my saves to be installed on my SSD. Why? Because then my game is faster, processes faster. Because then I don't load the C drive, right? With the C drive is clean. It's just got the game there. That way, the processing speed is very, very fast. But if I put the game and all the files, everything on the C drive, then the processing speed will suffer in the long run. Not now, not when you first start playing the game. Of course, not now. But maybe in 7 months, 8 months, you will find you will suffer. Especially with the sort of person that plays like 150,000 players in your save and with the whole world loaded. Yeah. So you never put them all on the C drive. Yeah. That's my experience. That's what I always do. So it's not a question of whether rename, delete, whatever. No, that's got nothing to do with it. It's just that when I pointed it to that new folder, because we couldn't do it last time. So now when I'm pointing the new folder, it suddenly has the what? You got a new folder there? Really? I didn't know that. It looks like a brand new folder to me. That's what the game thinks. Right. So yesterday, we kept going to the folder that was empty. Right. I tried to save things to the folder. That today, I noticed when I wanted to open my save, it automatically went to the folder. That means it's not looking at the folder already. So bloody old man on this computer. This Graham. It's like it's got memory problems. Yeah, so we're just waiting on all that stuff to go through. It won't take long. It'll be quite fast. It's writing all the files there. I'm just overwriting all the older files. It's quite a large thing. No? I've got what? 28 gigabytes. 28 gigabytes of data in Football Manager right now. And that's from a person that's only maybe played it like 500 hours. At most. Not even 1,000 hours. Yeah. I mean, while waiting for this, you can watch me, like, I can load up. Can go in here, wait for this, waiting for that, can play this game. See, they now got, what do you call it? Diablo. No, this is a different game. No, this one, that's Diablo. Diablo has got a new thing now. Yeah. Yeah, they got new. I haven't, Diablo 4, I haven't even installed it. I uninstalled Diablo. Season of the Butcher. I used to play this game, but then it stopped being a challenge. Yeah. It just became a happy... It basically, Diablo is a loot fest. Yeah. If you're the kind of person who likes to play games, right, and then you're just looting stuff all the time, right? And then you're getting more and more stronger as it goes on, right? Then that is the game for you. Let's see if this works. Hey, if it crashes, we know it's a problem, and then what to do, such is life. C'est la vie. Let's move on from here. Let's go somewhere else. As I don't like to see my graphics. The moment I saw Atlanta, the logo, I was like, no, I'm not playing this game. I'm less like you guys though. In fact, right, there's a very strong possibility in the next week or so, or maybe next week, I'm going to review all the mods on the show. I'm going to try every single mod out on the show. Install them while I'm streaming, and then we shall give it a go. We shall start and we'll experience the mods together. What do you think? What do you guys think? Fun? Not fun? There we go. Logos are sorted. Yeah, I'm a happy man. So simple, my life. My life is really simple. I like to keep it simple, eh? It's all fixed. It's all beautiful in my world now. Thank you very much. This is much more comfortable, eh? Got the logos, I got something to stare at. Okay. Just now was tough. I couldn't even play the game, man. So we come in here, we load there we go. Now it's seeing more than just those two files, right? That means everything is working. Okay. All right, there we go. So now it's a match day today. Wednesday, go on holiday. 7th. Yeah, today's a match day. Okay, come. Yeah, it's so easy. I use no mods, but there's a lot of people. Yeah, I know. I'm not a big fan of using mods, but it's my understanding that eventually SI will have to support them. Yeah. SI will have to end up supporting mods in some way or form. But because they have to guide these guys as to what is legally permissible. They have to. So definitely there will be feedback from SI, and that means that when that happens, they'll be getting assistance as well, and they will be giving feedback back to SI as to how the file should be structured so that the mods, because what they can do is the Football Manager game can have 2 layers, right, for files. One layer is moddable and the other layer is not moddable. At the moment for the editors, right, the whole thing is one big mess. That's it. So SI should, create 2 different layers. I don't know if that's even possible in my world, but we can only hope. So let's look at our tactic, right? So let's look at team instructions first. Broadly, passing directness is standard, tempo higher with narrows. You want to look inside for your passes. Like this, attacking transition is neither here nor there, but it's a bit of both. Then we got creative freedom, which is balance. Will work off your mentality, which is positive. Time wasting standard, keep ball in play, nice. Dribbling is balanced, work ball into box, discouraging the shots from distance, crossing. Yep, love it. So far, I love everything. Supporting runs both flanks. Now, this just means that you are focusing play down both flanks. Okay, dribbling balance, progress through both flanks. Okay, good. That means there's overlaps basically. Yeah, all right. So your mentality of your fullbacks will be higher. Build-up strategy will be balanced, working, leaving the keeper to decide whether you want to build up, play from the back, or kick it long. Goal kicks are shots, blah, blah, blah. Okay, done. Okay, out of possession, you're doing a mid-block, higher defensive line, so your fullbacks are expected to be taking part in attacking transitions. Defensive line is balanced, trigger press more often. Okay, this is quite a compact defensive line, so there might be issues with the offside trap. We'll have to spend time. So basically, we're gonna have to look at that. Right. So team, now let's look at your PIs. I doubt he has any because normally, he's gone inside. Okay. So both fullbacks are operating the go inside role. Okay, cool. Nice. All right. And then up top, he's got, I should do it this way. More, okay, make more. And then we come in here. Striker doesn't have any. This guy has got move into, that's because they're in the middle. Move into channels, taking more risks. Okay. Defensive midfielders, one making fewer runs. Okay, both of them. Neither one, okay, both static, okay, all right, to some extent. Okay, so these are the inside runners, right? And then we've got the two centre backs, right? Yeah, because both of them are playing as ball playing centre backs. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. No changes allowed in the first half. That's the rule. That's the rule. I don't know, maybe I want to have a look at the mods. I'll just give one day, just try out the mods. What are the best mods to try? I have to try them out. But I have to save I have to take the whole SI folder of mine and put it somewhere first before I do that. Because my worry is when I go in, I'll have to clean up everything. Because once I delete the mods, I have to delete all the old files. Yeah, so there's no leftovers. So we're second on the table, doing quite well, and there's snow. Wow, look at the snow falling, man. That's nice. I actually like this. Yeah, snowy day. Pitch is beautiful in green. Otherwise, it'll look like this, okay? Otherwise, the pitch will look like this, a bit washed out. So I use this, and it gives me a nicer, healthier color. Okay. It's easy for most of you guys when you play. You want to use this tone map, right? So just use lift gamma gain and tone map. That'll be fine. All you gotta do is drop the blue here to about 0.3. You can even drop it lower. Sometimes there's a time when I actually have some matches where when it's very bright, it goes all the way flat. When it comes to tone map is like this. Tone map, I generally keep the gamma lower a bit. This is low. When you go to the right, you're lowering the gamma. And then on the left, saturation. So the colors, if I push it to the right, the colors get washed out. So I tried. This is how I remove the washed out effect. The washed out effect comes from tone map. You just need these two. I mean, you can experiment with the others. I got some very experimental, funky ones. Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it'll make for good viewing. One of them is like black, like totally black. Literally, the whole screen looks damn black. Yeah, so the font becomes a bit difficult to read. But I'm playing it so fast, right? I don't even read now. I just play and get the results done. Martin the Roots Calvini. This is nice. I like the fact that you're going through the middle and you're squeezing the play. But the thing is, right? The only problem is this, right? We are playing against a back five. So when you're playing against a back five, you tend to not want to do that. Because I find that against a back five, I will remove the underlap. And let them just do their natural thing. They sometimes go in, sometimes go out. I won't force them to do it all the time. Or better still, I won't play with sit narrow and cut inside with the ball. Because I don't think you're using underlaps. So in this case, probably you want to encourage the overlap more than you. Now it's standard, right? So we'll try in the second half. We'll see whether that can be done. I think that we could have some impact, but I think the better impact, the stronger impact would be when we remove that instruction. Now, when you have two inside fullbacks, right, running up the pitch, they're actually supporting your two DMs very, very well. But the overlap exposes them. That was one of them. Because the fullbacks are high up the pitch, right? So it's quite compact, right? So when they press, right, these guys, the fullbacks are higher, so it opens up the space. Which is why, right now, the best attacking system is actually the back three. Because the back three has a phenomenal rest defense. It's got the best rest defense in the whole game. Because you can really up the ante and attack teams. But in a back four, when you do that, you actually expose your centre backs. Yeah, so that is the only thing. So right now, that's one of the reasons why I'm playing the back three. I think the back three is really, really fun to play. And you see what I mean? Because your flanks are exposed, right? Because your fullbacks are always going to be engaging a bit earlier. And when they do that, they'll expose your back line, because that the space opens up. Now, if you have been using like it's not one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of a narrow 4-2-3-1. Narrow 4-2-3-1s have an inherent problem. You gotta think in terms of, okay, I'm gonna lose the strength of one of my wingbacks and then get into trouble. Plus, on top of that, I'm playing narrow, right? So you don't have that fail safe, which is I have two guys protecting the flanks. Now you have one guy protecting the flanks and you're playing a higher defensive line. So when you play the higher defensive line, that fullback who's playing the higher defensive line is gonna be missing some of the times during those transitions, which means that if you have a world-class team, you're always winning, no problem. But if you're a 50-50 team, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, then you're going to be in trouble. Yeah, because teams will attack that space. SI's game is about attacking space. Yeah, SI's match engine has always abhorred a vacuum. Yeah, it hates empty space. It will always occupy it. Never. It's like I've seen it so many times. No? Because the problem was in FM, I think was it FM 13 or 12, right? I made a lot of noise during the alpha and the beta because I think it was a long time ago. It was many years. Because I was talking about how we are not using the space, right? So every time we had a tactic that the space would open up, I'd be like, why can't the fullback play the line, pass down the line? Because I wanted to see this kind of pass I show you, right? I'll show you what I mean. Okay, like if I had a chance, right? The ball comes here. If the ball comes here, let's say, assume this guy drops here, right? I want this guy to play a pass this way, like into the space here, right? Because somehow or another, this game doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't attack space. It was worse many years ago. Now at least, right? You will see it trying from these positions, but hardly from these positions. SI is slowly getting it there, they have improved in that regard. And I remember SI's the match engine guys were always asking things like, hey, if you don't see enough of these attacks, please let us know. That kind of thing. So they have their finger on the pulse of the community. Yeah. So if you think that now the match engine is bugged or something like that, right? I want to ask you a question. What makes you think you are as good as the person who's playing the game in SI? Think about that for a while. So far, so good. Huh? The thing is not bad, no? Go extended, now we go to broadcast, we see the whole play again. I mean, okay, we conceded a goal, right? So what can you do? Now, narrow systems, not inherently strong. They always have that weakness down the flanks, which means that you better win a lot of games. But the problem is this, your fullbacks have to get out of the pitch and attack, right? How do you do it? I'm going to try something later. I'm going to maintain your wingback style, but I'm going to dial it down a bit. Yeah, I haven't had a long shot problem in my game. Yeah, not one time have I. I wish sometimes we get more long shots, but I get a lot of great, cutbacks, but I have never had a long shot problem. I have a crossing problem. I have a 40%, 45. The record is 50%. You guys were on stream and I did 48%. So that is for me, that is the issue with the match engine. The issue is it's too easy to cross the ball now. Okay, so let's address this. Okay, so the problem right now is that in possession, okay, we can see from here. Channel midfielder. He goes into the channel, this guy goes into the channel, right? This fullback comes up to here, this guy. So this guy is running here, this guy is running here. This guy is staying in the box. Why? You want him to be creating the chance. There's one player. The fullback comes up to here. He's getting caught all the time. So let's make one change first. Okay? The problem is this. That's just the first change. That's the only change I'm making. Okay? The problem is your fullback. The fullback got exposed. Both times we consider a goal. One time fullback was exposed. The second time, we almost considered a goal because the fullback was exposed again. Now, the second thing is, right, when you're playing against a team like this, right, you're in trouble if your fullbacks cannot get up the pitch, because they will be able to get a diamond into your attack and they get a diamond down the flanks. So you are toast, and they will get a ladder through the middle. Like that diagonal ladder I was talking about, guaranteed. Because this is where the ladder is going to come. They go left, right? This guy starts here, this guy is going to be here, right? So you see the ladder forming this way. Plus they got a diamond, 1, 2, 3, 4. See this is their diamond. Okay, and this is their diamond. Why do you think the 3-4-3 is so strong? It's got natural diamonds, no? Right, you'll form a diamond here because this guy comes up. This guy will shift. This is not a diamond. So the only place they can create chances is on the left. Right, so you have to control this side of the pitch, because this side of the pitch a diamond cannot happen. Right, this is a center midfield is going to start. So they're going to try and create chances from here, and they're going to try and score from here. But your tactic, okay, you go on channel. So you go to channel. So fullback comes up here. Where's your diamond? Who's creating the diamond for you? He's got high defensive line, so he has to come all the way up, right? So your channel midfielder comes up here, right? Where's your diamond? Your diamond doesn't exist. It's like 1, 2, and dead. Like, these guys to be up the pitch and these guys to come up as well for your diamond to work. So your team is actually isolating its defensive build out from its attacking play. So you're struggling in that area. So I'm gonna have to fix it first by a standard defensive line. So I keep him back. Okay. First we want to try and prevent him from getting out of position. Then we'll address the roles, because your roles have to change. The role in the two roles in the middle have to change. It cannot be DMs. Yeah, DMs will not help you. DMs can help you in defense, but not in attack. Okay, that's it. Now we have to change because our winning streak is going to come to an end. Okay, so now we're going to go box to box and we're going to go box to box. Okay, both of them are going to go box to box. Then they're going to move out the pitch. This guy's an AM, AP, and an AM. Okay, then we're going to channel midfielder, tracking, winger, pressing fullback. No. Fullback. This guy will be a tracking winger. This guy will just be a fullback. This guy will be a screening defensive midfielder. That's it. Okay, we change the role so that he's high up the pitch. He doesn't start pressing high up the pitch too, and then lose the ball. Okay. Wait. One more thing I have to do. This guy cannot be a poacher. He's got to be a channel forward. So he's going to move left and right to give them options. Okay. So this channel midfielder is just going to run into the pocket here. He's going to run between the channels. There's no width in his tactic. Yeah. There's no attacking width, because he cannot. You can't create chances if your diamonds are collapsing. I'm not looking at, this is the best role, this is the worst role. No. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at which is the role that's going to go all the way up and force this guy to come to the right. That's it. I know the channel midfielder will come to the right eventually, right? But why do we want to wait for him to get the ball? Why can't we get somebody to come out, force him out, and then we get a simple diamond, and then if this guy moves to the right, we get a perfect diamond. Then we got this guy who can support play. With the focus play instruction left and right, you will have the central midfielders moving as well. So, yeah. But you gotta approach it from that point of view. I mean, okay, we still haven't gotten a goal yet. I moved standard defensive line. I didn't play higher, because I don't want these guys to get out of position again. Yeah. So this guy is tracking. This guy is fullback, right? Bang. So much better, right? The defensive. the defensive work now is a lot better, okay? Because we don't need the fullback to press. If he presses, he exposes his whole team. So we don't want that, okay? So let's see now. Now we got our first highlight with the build out as well. So let's see the build out play. See, I like this now. Look at that, right? Okay, watch this. So I'm looking at this ball. When he gets the ball, can I get a diagonal up here? No, not really. Because this channel midfielder, this DM is here, this fullback is here. We have to wait for the ball to get to here. Now we get something going. Yeah, now we get something going. Beautiful. Goes up. And we get the goal. He's offside, I think, but it's a beautiful move. I think he's offside. He should be offside. It's too easy. Yeah. It's awarded. We got the goal. So you see what I was looking for. I'll show it to you guys, right? Like I said before, this game is about understanding the ladder and diamonds. That's the key in breaking this match engine apart. Yeah. There's nothing else in this game. No, this game is all about, you looking for this ladder that creates, if it's on one side, because if the player has the ball here, you have to have a ladder this way. Okay. If the ball is here, you have to have a ladder this way, right? So this is a central ladder, right? Then you got your diamonds, right? Your diamonds left and right. Then you have your center diamond, the two diamonds. There will be one diamond here, one diamond in the center, right? In the center here, another diamond in the build-out play, one big-ass diamond on the left, one big-ass diamond on the right, okay? Left and right, there's two enormous diamonds because those are the fullback diamonds, right? But as the ones in the centers, these are the defender diamonds, the defender, the libero, the DM, they form the tip of one diamond. So you got to think in terms of who's at the tip of the diamond, okay? And who is at the apex of the diamond? That's all. So we got a goal. So when you understand ladders and diamonds, right? Okay, you will be able to manufacture any kind of tactic. I mean, I'm telling you right now, all tactics become possible for you. Your mind just thinking, okay, can I make the ball move this way? Oh, I can. Boom, done. This has been Football Manager since, you know when or not? FM12. FM12 has been like this. I've been making tactics using this logic for the last 20 years of Football Manager. Okay, because football has always been about how do I. All tactics are based on this. The whole concept of space, exploitation of space by Guardiola, the whole concept of relativism, relationism is all the same. Okay, they're all approaching it from different points. No, it's about the South Americans say is a ladder, so we have to be roaming all the way up this ladder. Okay. Guardiola and his school of thought is about, I want to control the position. But actually, the best blend is when you put them together. Then you get something very funky. Because it becomes very unpredictable. The football becomes unpredictable. And that's the reason why the match engine can't handle it. Because the match engine is still thinking. The guys go for coaching licenses, right? They go there, they learn coaching stuff. They go there, they learn all the positional theory. Okay. Then they come back, they go and coach a couple of games. And then they come back, they put it into the game. It's basic. I mean, it's good, it's fantastic, but you got to look at you got to be a lot more cerebral. You got to be very cerebral with this game. I'm very, very cerebral. That's why my streams are very boring. When I start talking, people go like, say, what is he talking about now? I'm not into this whole notion about there has to be this role, this fella has to play this role, that kind of nonsense. I don't know. Yeah. I'm very much like Maradona. Maradona, I don't give a shit about you. You just stay there. You do what you're supposed to do. Defend. I could be Maradona. No, I want all my strikers to be defenders, all my defenders to be strikers. So we made a tactical changes to your team, right? So not much, no? But it's very simple. The concept has to be something that you need to understand. Okay? One, when you play with a high defensive line, in a back four, you're exposing your fullbacks. What do you do then? You ask them to be pressing fullbacks, suicide football. Especially if you are narrow. Because the moment they become pressing fullbacks, suicide football. Because the moment you lose a transition, you're toast because your flanks open up. You can't do that. They have to stay as orthodox fullbacks, meaning they make the decision on the pitch, not you. Okay, you're the manager, stay a manager, come out with broad tactics, let the players make the decision on the pitch. Second thing you need to do, in any kind of tactic system, especially with a double pivot, you can be static. But the moment you become static, your tactic becomes very predictable. Now, if you want roles in the middle, you can play like DMs. Yes, you can, but be very attribute driven. So then you have to PR the living daylights of a tactic. Okay. B, the simplest role in the game that can get it right is the box-to-box midfielder. He is the simplest role. Okay, because he's going to move out the pitch, giving you your ladder. Okay, that's like basic 101 ladder. Okay, then up top, you need to make sure that the ball is moving. Problem with your tactic was the poacher. The poacher was static. He wasn't moving. He wasn't creating the space needed in the area. Now, he became the player that could go here and form a tip, and he go here and form a tip. So when that happened, we were a lot more. We had more transitions than Wilted. And yeah, oh, love it when a plan comes together. Yeah, I feel good about myself. Huh? So let's go read the messages. I saw a message. Can we go read it? No? First time not reading news. I read the news today. Na 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 na. Where is it? They say they hailed me. They hailed me. I want to know. I want to read a bit more about the hailing. I want to read a bit more about the hailing. There we go. They hailed me. They hailed me as a tactical genius. Feel good suddenly. My fans who watch put together a winning run. Latest being at last 3-1 Serie A live win. Because of choosing the right tactics, others. This has been a stream where we change tactics every single game. Yeah, we change tactics every single game. Okay, so next tactic. Yeah, not bad. Can be better, but I think I hope this helped, lah. Okay. So next tactic, I think is Spurs, and because these dates are last week's. What? This is bold and beautiful, man. Screening, pressing, outlet. Wow, outlet. Pressing fullback as well. Pressing fullback. Tracking what we were trying. Another tactic that wants to give their fullbacks a heart attack. But this time, he's slightly different. No, he's playing. Okay, he's playing it with a fullback and an IFB. That means he's gonna have a 3 at the back. Now, if I were doing this, then yeah, maybe it could work. You have to pay attention because he's got a rest defense as a 3. Okay, there's a potential that that one role that is picked right could help. Because the IFB doesn't go very high up the pitch unless he starts putting in things like PIs like big forward runs. I don't know if that's possible with him, but overlapping mentality, attacking mentality might go up. Team instructions: shorter, standard, narrower, going inside, balance, creative freedom, encourage work ball into box. Always checking to see if my chat broke. Dribbling practice, work ball into box, discourage. Low cross. Somebody quite good, your tactics. Progress through the right. Wow, he's got focus player down the right, Nino. Wow. That's interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's look at the PIs. Come in here. I know we're gonna do it this way. Go to players, striker, you can see all of them. Okay, striker, nothing. Winger, nothing. The other winger, nothing. Only dribble more. But that's because he's a winger, right? It's got AMC, take more risks, but that's because he's an AMC. Okay. Midfielder, nothing. Fullback, nothing. Right back, nothing. Okay, that's it. We don't have to go any further. Basically no PS. Okay. Bresciano, De Keletele, Musa. Okay, let's go. Let's quick pick. Maybe the S-Man some ideas. Yimisti. Okay, can. He's leaving the club anyway, so let's go find out whether this is any good. Okay. Internet, how are you, man? Welcome to the stream. Okay, as assistant, confirm the squad numbers, and let's get cracking. So the first game was a very nice game. So let's see if we can keep this beautiful run going. And also, you managed to get a mini tutorial that stopped the show on how to, update your game, right? How to get your graphics to show up. Because they didn't show your mind. Very quickly, we solved that problem. Edison to Kolasinac. Oi, those names are damn familiar to me, man. Oh yeah, those are they used to be my players, right? Edison, Musa. Oh, that was That was not good. Okay, could be due to the fact that if I see that happen to my team, is dribble more? Do I have it as a PI? B. No support. Not enough support. So that could be another reason why. The lack of support. Okay, so you gotta pay attention to that, right? So that's the only thing. Now you look at the shape, right? Watch what happens. He's got a static defense, like that. Bellanova is the IFB. See that? So he's got his tree. So this guy can afford to push up. It's very narrow, the tree. There we go, this tree. This is a downside of the back four system right now. Which is why when I play like back fours, right, and I want to have these kind of defenders, like a rest defense of a tree, right, I never use IFBs anymore. I use fullbacks. And I play one defender. Then I get the tree. But it's a very aggressive setup. Because it's too narrow for me. Yeah, it's way too narrow. Then if you play like IFB, right, then it's very deep. It's like, okay. And also it's too narrow for my liking. Now, the only other way you can get them to be slightly different is you take one of the center backs, right, and turn them into a libero. Then you get your diamonds. This tactic will get another set of diamonds, right? This tactic can get a ladder and a diamonds by just turning the two fullbacks into IFBs and the central defender into a libero. Then you'll get your ladder and diamonds in this tactic as well. That's all you got to do to get a ladder and diamonds. That's how easy it is. The tactic is still vulnerable on the flanks. Yeah, so he scored goals. That's good. There we go. You see, like, when you get the ball, he's building up play from here, right? So I'm looking here. I'm not looking here. No, I'm looking here. Yeah. So this is the highest point. So this guy, you see, this is not the highest point of the attack. This guy has to be anchored, and this guy has to be pushing up. This side has to be pushing up. So this player will be anchored. So whenever you attack down the left, your right side, you have to look and see whether there's a rest defense happening there. So it's part of rest defense and part of the ladder. Nice ball. Just come on, car. Yeah, I'll put in one more link. Yeah. Then I'll see what we have time for to do the tactics. Silvestri. But it depends. If there are a lot of tactics, I'll pick one or two. Yeah. I prioritize this for the guys on Discord. But if you want to, I'll try. But sometimes when I have time, I do longer streams. So, because nowadays I'm looking after the kids mostly. What to do? They have the nap time and their dinner. My youngest is not eating food lately. I don't know what's wrong with him. My youngest, sometimes that's why I'm so want to stream a bit longer, because I have to make sure he does his dinner. So it's either they automate and go and have dinner, then I have to trust him. But lately, last couple of weeks, he hasn't been finishing his dinner, which has got me a bit concerned. Yeah, which is the reason why sometimes I have to go down. I don't want him to go to sleep before that. Otherwise, I can't stream later. Therein lies the other problem. Because I got to get up unless I change my streaming times to 7 a.m. in the morning. It's 7:30 in the morning. American streams, baby. There's a possibility, I might be doing that. All my streams start at 7:30 in the morning. Could happen. Because of the situation that I'm in. Yeah. Then at least I can stream for 4 hours, 5 hours, or 3 hours, right? That makes sense. Okay, so looking at the setup, right, for your tactic, I'm still trying to see the tree at the back. Again, the tactic works, so it is working for you. Then keep it up. It's a good tactic, yeah. I think we're gonna keep your tactic. I'm not gonna change it, because your tactic is very geared towards building on one side and scoring on the other, right? Because in possession, you've got. Somebody look at this. Right? You got one instruction here. Where is it? There we go. Progress to the right. We'll just go to this one. They won't show us that instruction because we have to come inside here. That's why it'd be nice, if you just allowed us to do that. There we go. He's got his focus plate on the right. So the midfielders will move to that side of the pitch. So this guy on the left, ideally, inside forward, wide forward, any one of those roles, So these two guys are going to push and become goal scoring threats. So okay, if it works. So I would leave it, man. This is a good tactic. It's just that maybe if you are in a difficult game, right, and you want to lock the game out, then you go IFB. We'll do it in this save. Okay, let's try it, okay? Because your tactic works, right? So this is my own way of like, okay, locking this tactic down. So we go here. Yeah, one center back, and we got me a ball playing center back. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is get these guys to play as IFBs. So the fullback doesn't run up the pitch anymore. So I get so what will happen is I'm trying to make the pitch bigger defensively. See now, you look at the shape it's gonna take up, right? There we go. This is the shape I want. It's not as narrow as just now, but it's wider now. See? So he's in this position now when we have the ball. Then we got here and we got this. Now we got another ladder. So we got another ladder now. I can build a play up. See that? I can definitely go down this way. 1, 2, 3, and this guy 4. So if I wanted to, I just make sure that this role, Musa, is a bit more attacking. But you've got this build-out play, right? Right. So we leave it alone. So we get the defensive shape. But whether or not it stays defensive is a good question. Because theory is there, the application always, sometimes doesn't go according to plan. Because I'm an idiot. Oh, that was offside, so it's okay. All right, so now we go to key highlights because that's the best way to hurt myself. Okay, now not bad. Still doing the build out on the right. We're looking. There we go. Got that whole space waiting to be exploited. And we're keeping the ball. The idea was not to overcommit with the fullbacks. Because the weakness in this tactic is going to be the flanks, right? So we just nullify the weakness after taking a 1-goal lead. Because now it's all about hold shape, and instructions I use at this point are things like hold shape. Because I don't need to make changes now. We are controlling the game, so keep on controlling the game. Because now defensively we are even more solid than we were earlier. The only downside to something like this is you have to make sure that the players who are the IFBs actually have jumping reach. That's the only downside of doing this. Because if you play an IFB and he's like a fullback who's short, like Belanova, or what's his name? Liverpool's what's his name? The guy that Liverpool signed. I can't remember his name now. He's made that much of an impression to me. The right back. Yeah, that guy. They cannot play as IBs. They cannot play as the last man. Yeah. You see, this game is funny, Yeah. Well, Belanova can jump in his 13, sorry. He's tall. Okay. This Kolasinac is also tall, 13. Oh, these guys are perfect. They are good enough as jumping. Frimpong. Yeah, Frimpong is his name. So these guys can play as IFBs. Brilliant. So they can. Yeah. Man, Jamie Carragher is a muppet. Why does he have to compare? Yeah, Mo Salah is leaving. Mo Salah should be considered now as one of the greatest players, but he has to rank them like, oh, he's not the greatest. He's like number. What the fuck's wrong with him? Yeah, I mean, there's what I call it, a semi-successful central defender for Liverpool. Okay, all right, that's I never rated Jamie Carragher very highly, as a defender. In my entire life, right, I will never pick him in my top 5. In fact, if there was a Premier League 11 every season, he was never in it. Because he's not as good as they claim him to be. But come on, man. Bloody, like, half-baked pundit. I like what Mo Salah has done. Very few players can perform like that for 10 years, Hey, Jamie Carragher, the muppet of all time. I don't know. I really thought that what he said about Mo Salah. I mean, in the they just want to show relevance. He was in the team of the year. Who, Mo Salah or Jamie Carragher? Not in my team of the year. That's what I'm saying. He's not in my team of the year. He's now in my team or never going to be in one of my top 10 players ever. Top 10 defenders of Liverpool. No way, man. He has never been there. Hupia was a better defender than him. Even not Dominic Matteo. What's his name? We had a Danish or Norwegian who left. No? Even he was better than Jamie Carragher. Jamie Carragher was okay, average. He was an average defender at best. Jamie Carragher got good PR. That's about it. He talks like he's got somebody squeezing his balls. No, I don't like what you said about Salah, so I'm taking it personally. It's not that Salah. I have issues with Salah too, right? Okay, but I don't think that when a player has contributed 10 years of his life like that, do you go out there and start thinking, oh, I should rate him because he's on television and does that? Not Skirtle, Daniel Agger. Agger was a damn good defender. Skirtle was not. Skirtle was not a skillful. Skirtle was very brave, but not necessarily technically skilled. Daniel Agger was damn good. Was a pity what happened to Daniel Agger. Daniel Agger was a very good defender. I don't even think he's not in my top 50. Yeah, exactly. There is no way Jamie Carragher is in the top 10 defenders of Liverpool anytime, no. Because it just goes to show you how much you know about football if you're going to rate Jamie Carragher as a top defender. He is a useless defender. He always needed a better player beside him to cover up for his deficiencies. No, his biggest deficiency was his tremendous lack of pace. He can only defend in one. There's only one thing that he can do. That was it. No, his entire career. That was hopeless. Even when he was young, he was slow. Please, he's got nothing lah. The club was so messed up. The timing of the video was terrible. I agree. But to Mo Salah, about to leave the club, announces he's leaving the club. At least give him some respect. The guy broke. The guy is up there, with the best. But you treat him like shit. Fuck. I can't. I thought that was low. And the thing is like Jamie Carragher. I got no respect for Jamie Carragher. Zero. In fact, even as a pundit, I never liked him. I always turned off the telly when I was listening to him. Like, the moment he starts speaking, I'm like, okay, next more intelligent person, please. And lately, right, he's going to, I think he's going to the study hall and he's been reading other people's tactical analysis of football matches. So he's trying to sound like he knows what he's talking about. But you should roll back the years to when XG was first coming out, or the concept of creating chances, because he likes to talk. I think Salah is Salah. You cannot expect Salah to be pressing like a hound dog when he's at that age already as well, right? Okay. Plus, Salah's poor performances this year are largely and almost entirely down to the manager's choice of getting Frimpong to go charging up the pitch like a locomotive. That's why. Because last year, when he had Trent Alexander, Trent wasn't doing that. Trent was always behind him, no? Right, Mo Salah was given a bit more time and luxury so he could do his thing on the right flank. Now, Frimpong is running up the pitch like a fucking locomotive, loses the ball, okay? One-dimensional crossing from Frimpong. Okay, Frimpong can't create chances unless he beats a player. Okay, he cannot do a diagonal pass because he can't do that. He doesn't have a long pass in his arsenal. All he's got is he beats a player with raw pace and puts the ball in the area. So when Liverpool signed Frimpong, that was the death of Mo Salah as a creative influence in the Liverpool team, because now Mo Salah has to defend the right flank. Which is one of the reasons why when you play Football Manager, you got to think along those lines as well. So if you send a wing back charging up the pitch, right, you're asking for trouble. We did this tactic, right? So your tactic on the whole, don't make any changes. Solid. Love it. Yeah. We already finished the game. Talk. I got so enraged by the whole situation at Liverpool. Okay, we got 3 more tactics. We got Bielsa ball. I take God Spurs, your second one. We got 2. I suspect I'll take one of them. All Dutch managers are frauds. They always sign Dutch players and give big contracts to them. Maybe you might be right. All Dutch managers have agents. representing them in the negotiations or player contracts. There we go. All the tactics are here. So we're going to take these out now. And then we downloaded these tactics. These are documents. Today, BYT Discord number 6, extract all. I hope no more C drive. Thank you. We're going to D drive now. Yay. FM26. Yeah, after a while, you'll remember. Yay. I'm so happy this is happening. Oh, did I cancel? I think I did. Yeah, I did cancel. Nope. So we didn't. Okay, so let's go in. There we go. Bielsa ball. Goody Spurs. Oh, lovely. Oh no, don't tell me you did. In Bielsa ball, did you do what I think you did? Specific man marking. Oh, don't make me go there. Marking standard. Bielsa ball, no. You gotta go in there and say every other fellow, no, mark nugget. This is half Bielsa ball. The attacking side, not the defensive side. God's first. Don't forget yours. Betty Sucks. Which one was yours? Yours done already, what? I think I did that earlier. Yeah. I did that earlier on the stream. Yeah, wait. I think yours was the first one just now. Yeah. And a 4-2-4. You have a 4-2-4. Where the heck did you put a 4-2-4? The Discord one or the other one? There we go. All these tactics, what? Marseille 4-2-3-1. Bielsa ball, Silise, Roger, Matty Zucks, Brazil boys. Oh, this one. Brazil boys. This one. Okay. Brazil boys. I saw a different date. Oh, sorry. 1st April. Sorry, my bad. Oops. My bad. Discord. Extract all. We keep adding and adding. Okay, let's go. Okay, no PI. I don't know. We have to check your PIs first. Play instructions. Do we have any play instructions? Come in here and quickly look. Ping. I don't think Godspurs puts a lot of play instructions as well. Yep. All the non-play instructions people, I kind of know you guys already now. I know who you are. I see you from the back of I see you at the back of the room. Silence at the press. It's about pressing translation. Yeah, I know. Because the system that is set up. Also the system that is set up. Yeah. The way Liverpool are set up right now, their flanks are always going to be exposed. That's it. So they either win the ball in the opponent's third and, do something with it, or they end up defending and they never do well when they have to do that. No? So we got a nice 3-4-3, man. Nice. Lovely. Beautiful. I see a lot of potential with this system. We don't have to talk. Lovely tactic. I don't want to talk. This is a good tactic. 3-4-3s are very strong. Let the roles do the talking. Exactly. In this game, you should just let the roles do the talking. Always pick the roles based on the positions you're going to go in, and then you want Football Manager. You don't have to worry anymore. All this about, this is the best role for this player, you should be playing it. No, don't need. Very basic 101 Football Manager. As beginner Football Manager, you want to play advanced Football Manager. That's why you come to my stream. Okay? Advanced Football Manager. But I tell you, don't play too much Football Manager. Huh? The grass out there is quite nice too. Huh? Go and play real football. Okay? Grass under your feet. Huh? Smell the grass. Roll on the grass even if you need to. Huh? Pull up those socks. Go touch the ball a bit. But then play with the outside of your boot. Play the shot with the outside of your foot. Then play as a winger, and then if you're strongly right-footed, play on the right flank and see how it goes. Then tell me you don't enjoy the left flank more. If you're an attacking sort of person. Defend. I'm just looking at it from one point of view, right? Okay. So Bielsa football is one for all for one. Meaning we all go up together, we all come down together. And then the other one about Bielsa ball I notice is a lot of verticality in his tactics, right? So when he goes up, his one whole side will go up, and then when they do that. The other thing of Bielsa football is the hell of a lot of man marking. Only if the goalkeeper could man mark a player, he would have done it. So that's the other thing you might want to bear in mind when you're playing, setting this up. But no, I mean, I get it. I like the verticality. There's verticality to the attack. You see how well you're using the flanks, right? Look at that, man. Nice. Beautiful. That's why the 3-man defense is so strong, right? You know? Your rest defense is superb. Out of the gate is the best rest defense. And then the back four, because last year, everybody was doing a back three, right? Because it was the best, right? But they can't really do it at the back four. They couldn't do it at the back three. But I was always saying that if the back three worked and the wing backs go higher the pitch, that will become the best system. So it's become the best system now in Football Manager 26. It's not because it's a meta. It's because the wing backs are just the role that they were supposed to be last year. They couldn't do it because they would have broken the match engine. Lukman, go, pass into space. No, he doesn't. Nice. Wow, ladder in the center, doing very well. Got link up play and then go to the right. Oh, beautiful. Cosmos. What brilliance are you showing today, brother? Huh? He's gone for a 6, no? That ball's gone out of the park. That is a goal of all goals. No one knew who to mark. It's absolutely brilliant. You got it down pat, man. Wow, you guys are too good already. I had to leave already. Come on, done. I'm not watching the stream anymore, okay? You read the tactic in 5 minutes from your notepad. See, as long as you understand where the roles go, that's it. Football Manager is done. The game cannot compete with you already. That's why I keep telling you guys, don't worry about the right role for the player. Don't think about what role should he play, what role is the best role for this player. All garbage. Throw that out of the window. Just worry about where you want the players to go. That's it. I want the player to go here. I want to play and draw. You draw a diagram on the table. How am I going to control space? I want this guy to go here. 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 Opens out the space for this side. It'll score. Bam. That's it. Then you figure out what the roles are going to be. You done it. Very nice. And you're scoring from the center. You're creating from the flanks, right? And you're scoring the center. Very nice. Very nice. You probably don't. You're using a network again. You're bully, no. Cosmos is a network bully. I don't have to work for the best. I think you're experimenting a lot because it's good to do like this kind of experiments, right? Then you go to network games, right? People will think, oh shit, how am I going to defend against this? Nice. I want an instant result, man. This is good. I struggle to replicate in real life. Don't bother. Chooks, really, you want to replicate, you just understand tactical systems. Replicating real life tactics, even Jose Mourinho, every manager is going to tell you, you don't copy the tactic. There's no point replicating the style. You must understand why the manager does what he does. And then, once you understand it, then when you make your own tactics, you'll be able to exploit them in Football Manager. Like I talk about how Guardiola does positional play, right? He's about controlling all the 5 channels. And then I talk about South Americans, about relationism, how they want to do a diagonal, they want to do always achieving their diagonal, right? Passing patterns. Then you got diamonds, right? So all you got to do is understand concepts first. Okay, don't go and hey, I want to copy this Atalanta tactic and this is how they attack. If you don't even know how they're achieving it from how they do the transitions, how they get their diamonds and their ladders, all their passing patterns. What's the point? What is the point? Because there's not possible. You have to first go. Basically, this is going to school first, right? Get your coaching license, get your tactics license, then go make a tactic. And this is coming from 20 years of experience. And Godspurs has been with me on this channel since 2016, when I first started streaming. Godspurs was one of the first supporters of my channel and my page and what I've been doing. And this is the person who's playing now. Holy cow, Godspurs. I mean, I remember a time when he was also coming in asking for advice or help. He used to send him his saves. We had sessions where I remember we also chatted once. Remember? So we worked on the game together. I helped out. I helped a lot of people in the game. And yeah, look at him now. I'm so proud. I'm like, go boy. You know that? Do you know how proud I am of all of you? I see this, right? I'm like a proud father. Hey, look at my son. That's my boy. This is brilliant. It's not okay, but people are gonna say when they see this, right? They're gonna say, "Oh, you're exploiting the meta." That's got nothing to do with it. You can't exploit something you don't even know how it works. Okay, so this is a free roll. Roaming here and there. Inside forwards, coming here. Advanced wingback is going to pump down the lane because he's advanced. He's a winger. So when he goes up, right, he's going to bring this guy in. This guy's going to come in because this guy is a playmaking wingback. Even better still. Okay, so as this guy is pushing up and this guy is coming in, this guy is looking for cross diagonals. So he's looking to exploit the space. And this guy is a free roll, right? A free roll will go here and here. So he can rotate either side of the pitch. So you've got a very nice setup where there's this playmaker here and there's this playmaker here. So you got this one playmaker and one playmaker. Who pushes up here? So you get a 2 here and you get a 3 here, but only for a short while. Only for a short while. Because what happened is this 2, and he will come into the center and join him, and these 2 will become the quarterbacks. If they can't quarterback the pass from here, this guy takes over in the final third. And to make things really bad for the opposition, they don't know who's going to mark. Because this guy is going here and here to form the to form all the diamonds around the left and the right. It's nice. I like it. I struggle to fully understand. Do you discuss this? I mean, we just talk. No. I do the streams. I do the streams. Not like there are lots of people on the Discord talk about tactics, but I wouldn't just join the Discord for the tactics. No. You just come to the streams, chooks. That's it. You just come to the streams. It takes a while, Yeah. It takes a while. Understanding, this is 20 years of Football Manager knowledge. And I think for most of the guys who are making tactics and playing well right now, like Godspurs, it's like what? Godspurs at least 20 plus years as well. So it's just, I think for most of you guys, right, it's more a case of like simple things. Right? I never go, you need to know this in detail, or this is the secret sauce. I'm telling you, don't bother. All that, don't have to come to Discord. Just come to the streams, listen to me. Okay, what do you pay attention to in Football Manager? Space. Which role goes where? That's the first thing. Second thing, how transitions fail. Where does my transition fail? Does it fail here? Does it fail here? Or does it fail here? That's the second thing. If it fails here, your roles, link up play, your diamonds not working very well. Nobody is going out to receive the pass. Fix that. Here, oh, this is even better. This is, you got no attacking roles now. If your ball cannot go from here to here, means there's nobody providing the ladder. Remember just how I talked about a ladder? The ladder linking up everything. You don't have a ladder. If you don't have a ladder, you're never going to move the ball forward. Because why? The guy in the center can't. You need some roles to actually, on the left and the right and the center, to be moving up and down to give you that chance to bring the ball up the pitch. The ball does, if you are the sort, most people when they make football tactics, right, they get the ball to go up the pitch. And then they hope that the receiving guy can control the ball and create a chance. I believe that you have to get the ball and the player up the pitch. So you got to get a player up the pitch, and you must also get the ball up the pitch. So you need players in those positions. So you got to get like a player, then another player, like he brings the ball, then other players are off him, going to work off him in the final third. Once you hear, it's golden. Once you're in this position, you're golden. Because you have to get the ball from here to here. That's it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, nah. You'll be fine, Chooks. I will look at your tactic. Yeah, chances are your tactic is already there. And then if your tactic is already there, the only thing wrong with you is you're just, the only thing you need to improve is player selection. That's it. That's it, enough. Waxing lyrical me. Instant result. Okay. We don't know what the finals are. 5-0 the final score. Okay. Sorry, we have to cut the story short because you're embarrassing the other team already. And we have to have a look at other tactics too. Okay. All right, we got next tactic. Play Inter. We got a 4-2-4. We got a few tactics, right? So let's see what I got. I got Marseille, we got Silly, we got Silly, and then we got Brazil Boys. 2 more tactics. Then we go to the public folder. Public folder, we got a few tactics today. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we take a look at these tactics. Okay. Hey, Dave, how are you, man? Hey, 33 months, you're an absolute legend. You're shocked that was strong. The moment I saw the tactic, I was loving it really. It was not strong. It was smashing his way. Yeah, this tactic was blowing the team away, man. Very, very nice tactic. Brazil Boys, Matty Zucks. DM box to box, nice. Going up. BCB, CB. Who's coming up from here? Pressing DLF dropping here. F9 dropping. Why F9 here and DLF here? Why not F9 here, DLF here? Because this box to box comes up, right? F9 is also coming down, right? So you kind of like creating a jam here, and then DLF. I mean, he might work. Playmaking winger. Wow, there's a lot of freaky creativeness in this tactic, man. Could work. CFD, winger, PDM, the pressing defensive midfielder, fullback. Okay, interesting. You have to give it a shot. Because most of you already know how to play your games. So I might like ask myself, but I can see you connecting the diagonal line already, with the tactic. So because I can see the diagonal, how I know that you connected the diagonal line? Your DM, right? You got that roll, the other roll beside him is going up, and then you've got the center midfielders dropping, another one dropping, and you got the third one, the fourth one also on the diagonal already, right? So you got all those players there. So now the question is whether you got your diamonds. Okay. All right, here we go. This will be a good test. I think most likely playing a back 5, yeah. The good thing about a 4-2-4 against a back 5, right? You better dominate. Yeah, you should be able to dominate. They shouldn't be getting the ball so easily. But this year, right, because the tactics have got advanced wing backs. So they got these tactics are quite funky. Nice. There we go. Yeah, you have the ability to pass the ball forward. Nice. Interesting, because you are pulling them high up the pitch. Your DLF and your F9, right, are actually giving you a flat, like almost strikerless feel in the final third because they're dropping off. And because they're dropping off, what you need is players with very good off the ball. Yeah. And then good awareness of how to score goals, and you'll be fine. Yeah, this is a good tactic. Maximovic. Tactic testing is going on well, man. We had a pure gem from Godspurs. Pure gem from Godspurs. He absolutely smashed it. His tactic. Absolutely brought it home. Matty Zaxon as well has got potential. I see the reason why I see the ladder. Okay, I'll show you why. Okay, very simple. Okay, now you see this. Okay, essentially what he's got is a fullback DM static, right? So this one's static, but this guy is going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got his ladder already. Okay, now the question is his diamonds. How you got there? Playmaking winger coming in. DM is static. Fullback might go overlap. DLF is dropping. So he's got the passing diamonds here. He's got another one here as well. F9 dropping. Box to back coming up. Inside for going this way. Fullback might overlap. So this diamond is more interesting than this diamond, because this diamond has the potential of going around defenses. So if he goes low cross, he'll score a lot of goals, because he's going to go into the area. He will sometimes overlap, sometimes won't overlap. So he's got the option of pulling the trigger if he wants to with a wing back. Or even pushing the guy up higher up the pitch. Yeah. So he can do that. He can do a few things. So definitely he's got options. So I like what he's done with his tactic. Very nice tactic. Okay, so let's see your defense. Defensively, I mean, it's a 4-2-4, right? So your flanks are always going to be an area of the game that you're always going to be concerned about. That's all. But this is a reset after the goalkeeper had the ball. Zalewski went in hard. Zalewski has a lot of aggression. I mean, decent amount of aggression. Well, this one, his attributes are composure 11, concentration 10, 11. Okay. I don't know what the attribute is going to be if he comes to Nottingham Forest, right? It's 12 already, yeah. 15, yeah. I'm hoping he comes to Nottingham Forest. Again, my short corner routines must be the reason why we're winning so many games. Penalty? Don't tell me he's been diving. We dive. We are Italians. Italians, man. Italians, we dive. We look for our pasta and pizza. Okay, not bad. I wouldn't change this tactic. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice. I mean, we scored 2 set pieces, but the thing is this, you got options in your tactic. Okay. This guy can go wing back. This guy can come out. I mean, should I? Probably not, no? Because the box-to-box goes up, fullback comes out. This guy's attacking. I probably won't change him to wing back. If anything, I'll just push my defensive line higher and play low cross. Then my fullbacks to support the attacks a bit more. But you see, the thing is, we are choking these two teams, our fullbacks. But I see Dumfries still having quite a game. I mean, their right back versus our left back, not much of a difference. Everyone's having a game. Should I make changes? Okay, I have to make one change. Your defensive line. Oh, okay. Fine. Let's not make a defensive line change. I think I will. Higher, not so high. Okay. I don't want the fullbacks to be so. If you want the Brazil flavor, then you're going for it. You know, the whole Brazil. I mean, if you want Brazil, then you're more like Roberto Carlos, right? Okay, let's try. Brazil. Where? In which universe did the Brazilians sit back? The fullbacks sit back. And Brazil. What Roberto Carlos sprinting down the flanks. My pictures of Brazilians, wingers running down the flanks, fullbacks running down the flanks. Nobody's defending. So I wouldn't change your tactic. But I just wanted to get it out there. Huh? Try it and see what happens. I still think that your tactic is going to be better than my changes. Alia, Bastoni, Mkhitaryan, Freddy DeMarco. Okay, come on. Oh. See, the wingback is so high up the pitch trying to win the ball. So, like, in this kind of situation, right, where the wingbacks are so high up the pitch, right, what do we do? Wingbacks are super high right now. So, we turn Skamaka into something else. So, what we want now is the ability to have the quick counter. By playing as a channel forward now, when we have the ball. Because that's not counter pressing, right? When counter attack, they have to switch from the role they were playing defensively when they lose the ball to the role they're going to play, right? So if they were playing a CFD and you're defending so deep, just now as a DLF, they'd be quite deep, right? Now, I'm playing CFD, right? Out of possession. So he's quite high up the pitch. And then channel forward. So when we win the ball, he's actually going to aim. He's going to run for the channels. So I think so it gives me a counter attack outlet. Do you still get a new gen in the game? I think so. I haven't really. Maybe the SI don't like me anymore. I don't know. Face in the game, I haven't checked it. Do they still have that? last time we used to be able to check what, right? Face in the game. Face in the game. Yeah, they still have them. Yeah. But I'm not in the game, I guess. I didn't check. Yeah, I haven't checked for myself. Yeah. But they are definitely face in the games. I know some of us are in, some of us are. I think I am in the game. Yeah. So they mentioned it. But not everybody's in the game this year. Okay, not bad, the tactic. Let's have a look at the next one. Not too bad, not too bad. So, yeah, wouldn't make changes. Keep it flow, but concerned about the flanks, the exposure on the flanks. That's all. Other than that, we are nice. But you know what I wanted to show you, right, is if you're defending a lead, right? So how would you actually give yourself options on the counter? To give yourself options on the counter, it would mean that you have to turn the in possession role into something a bit more likely to create a 2v1 somewhere. So the channel forward, along with the the playmaking winger, right? They'll be on the left side, double tagging the, what's his name? The fullback. So you got a chance there. All right, next tactic. Marcel Hierro. Silly Sea Lauli and Marcel Hierro. 4-3-3. AM, CM, AM, fullback. Oh my god. Okay, combine. PC, pressing central midfield, pressing tracking. We got any PIs? Okay, with the dribble more for the striker. The outer strikers, I assume, have that. Okay. Middle, shoot less, won't take more risk on the outer ones. Roam from position on one of them. Yeah, okay. And the center, move into channels, dribble more, shoot less. Okay. So basically, what you've done is you're getting these guys to drift into these areas. What about these guys? Okay, CFDs move with that. So these guys, center forwards, you're trying to get them to move between the channels. The channels will be the space between the fullback and the defender. And then here, attacking midfielders, again, the same thing. It's moving between the gaps, between the wing back and the winger if they exist. And then over here, nothing. All right, cool. Let's play it. No pass into space, huh? I wouldn't play low crosses with this tactic. Yeah, I'll just let it go all the way. Because low crosses will mean cutbacks and all that. You're waiting for the cutbacks, right? Then I'd rather have quick attacks. Because low crosses would encourage more crossing in your team, which is good. But conversely, play something like some games I might, some games I won't. I can't decide on a CM partnership that works. Best of it is a halfback and DLP. Nah, that's a terrible partnership, in my opinion. Halfback drops in, DLP is whole position, your center isn't moving up the pitch. So you're depending a lot on your fullback and your wingers to create chances. So there's not much input between your other midfielders. Halfback might try and win the ball high up the pitch sometimes, but that's not enough. Yeah, I don't like halfback. I don't like halfback in Football Manager at all. Halfbacks I'll play them in like a 4-3-3, maybe, like a DM halfback. But then I would turn my tactic into a very strange tactic because it'll be very winger-based tactic. Yeah. So everything is going down the flanks, going down the flanks, going down the flanks. Every time you use a halfback, you kind of tying yourself down into one style of football. And then when that happens, you struggle to create chances. We can't make tactical changes, I guess. Yeah. Okay, Kanashi, Edison, pass into space, Lukman. I mean, all these very attacking tactics, right? Like this, they give up goals. Like you see one of my tactics, right? I think I'm top half of the table, considered the second most goals in the league, and scored the second most goals as well. This Football Manager is very goal friendly, very goal friendly. can create a lot. You see a lot of systems right now that can score lots of goals. But they won't be scoring a lot of goals if you're losing like CM partnerships like halfback, DLP, because they will all hold position roles. Yeah, you wanna have them, your midfielders go out the pitch along with the rest of your tactic. The moment you leave them back, you're leaving too many. You only need 3 players to stay back. That's all. Don't add more to the mixer. The modern game now is about only 3 players at the back. The modern game, the best teams right now defend with 3 at the back. Some people say, what? They don't play. I'm not saying they all play 3 defenders. They play with sometimes, they have the pivot. It could be a fullback, it could be a defender. Sometimes even a DM, they'll drop into those holes. Sometimes a halfback might drop there, right? So, but halfbacks don't drop into that position when you don't have the ball. That's a fun key thing about halfback. Halfback only drops into a position when you have the ball. So when you lose the ball, halfback goes up the pitch to try and get back into position, which gives the tactic its weaknesses. Yeah, the rule. In my book, the halfback is one of the worst roles in the game. Yeah, I never use it because I lose a lot of I lose a lot of attacking potency in the tactic. Yeah. The only thing wrong with this system at the moment, the way I see it, is every time you're going up the pitch, right, you are not in a position to hold on to the ball because your rest defense is there are too many gaps in your rest defense. You don't really protect the flanks and you're not really protecting the center. Yeah. So it's pretty easy for teams to if you lose the ball, for them to counter attack you on the spot. And that's got to do with your choice of AM, CM, the 3 in the midfield. Because if you do something like that, right, they're all running up, right? But then you lose the ball, you counter press won't work. 100% will never work with this tactic. Because the moment they counter press, your defenders are exposed. Yeah. So while they are all up there, great. They can only do that kind of pressure when the final third. You will score goals. I'm saying if this tactic is doing well, yeah, great. Keep it up. You will be scoring goals in the opponent's third because they are making mistakes. Not because your team is controlling the game. There's a difference between the two. So we're going to move a bit faster. Otherwise, you can't get through the rest of the tactics. You see what I mean? For me, right, that is a problem, no? That is what I call a failed transition. That's like one of the worst transition failures ever, okay, in a tactic. Losing the ball here. It means, right, that your build-out patterns are wrong. Meaning your fullback roles and your backline role and your midfield role are totally wrong. You have to fix it. When you see this happen, your midfield roles and your backline roles need to be fixed. There's no other fix for this. It cannot be a player. It's not the player. It's the tactic. Yeah. So when I see that, it's a recipe. It immediately screams, go and change. Yeah. Because you have you can't put like I said, the only way you're going to score goals is by them making mistakes. And then you got a quick counter attack, right? Because the 3 in front can do lots of damage on their own, right? So it's a question of how do I get, when do the rest of the players join them? That's the thing you have to address. The problem is, in this kind of a setup, quite challenging. So I'm not playing advanced, I'm playing white, and we're going to play white. Yeah, that way they can go. We're not going to go in the center. This guy going to be a channel, and this guy going to be a channel forward. Okay, so this guy is going here, this guy is going here. This guy is going to stay as the center forward. This guy is coming here, this guy is coming here. This guy, now I want to create, now this is fine. I don't want to create too much mayhem in the tactic. Yeah. Okay, that's all right. All instructions. Standard, work ball into box, discourage, balance, distribute quickly. Okay, this is fine. Time wasting is fine. No. We are definitely playing standard, but not lower. Lower is top heavy tactics. I would play lower because you got so many players in the final in midfield, right? Kind of tempo it works like this. The more players you have in attack, right, the higher your tempo is to be. because you don't want to waste too much time. Because then your players like fullbacks are lowering the tempo. Everybody else is moving up the pitch, right? So you can't play this on low tempo. If I play like a 4-4-2 on low tempo, it's like you're waiting for the wingers to get into attacking positions, that kind of thing. Yeah, so I wouldn't do that. So I've just made those changes. Like you play a white centre midfielder, white central midfielder, CM, fullback, channel forward, and striker. Maybe then in this kind of a situation, you might get some attacking transitions. Yeah. At least defensively, it will be a lot more solid. So I already see I can pass the ball. See, all I need to know is I can pass the ball. After that, it becomes a question of passing to space. Now we can pass the ball, right? So we can see that we are quite comfortable on the ball. So pass to say, now you have passing to space earlier. Okay. So we do. So I just made one tweak, right? So that I can get a diagonal passing pattern going. So I can get a central midfielder supporting play on the flanks and the players on the flanks supporting each other. So that's what we were aiming for. So essentially what I did with your tactic is very simple, right? Okay, so just now what you had was these guys going forward. Now I get them to go here, so I get the diamond, right? So I'm forcing a diamond here. This channel forward comes in, there's a diamond here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy's going to go wide, right? So this guy is the one side of the diamond, one side, then go on the other side. So I got a perfect diamond. I got a diamond here already. I got a diamond here already, right? The problem for me is the diamond in the center. So I got one here, and I got one here. So there's several ways I can get a diamond here, but this diamond doesn't exist, it's like this for me. Channel forward going here, center forward will come here, then maybe we can get these guys into the final third diamonds. But that only happens if I'm in the final third. So that's why I didn't want to play low crosses. Because I'll have too many players exposed. So we're not playing low crosses here. Maybe we're ball to box, but I'm not even comfortable doing that just here. But white center mids in this one makes more sense. Then AM's running forward. Because if the AMs run forward, the fullbacks have nobody to pass the ball to. Yeah. So the fullback, you're giving the fullbacks a lot of pressure. Now the fullback can work with another role. And then when we lose the ball, right, we will have a lot of players in good positions to try and win the ball back. And then we can do quick counter attacks. And you got 3 players, look at that. And we run the channels, right? So because the guy is running channels, we can attack the box. So if you want a CM partnership, basically you want to make sure that you can move the ball up the pitch. 4-2-3-1, the best one is still DM, or a box-to-box midfielder DM, or a box-to-box midfielder, box-to-box midfielder. Those are the best combinations. Hands down, the best combinations are those. Nice. So this would be how I set up your tactic. Instead of playing like going like this, I go spread. So I make the pitch bigger for myself. Okay, next tactic. So we done the tactics from Roger CCL, Beelzebub, Marseille. Marseille is the next one. Okay. Okay, next tactic. Euro your tactic. 4-2-3-1. Wingback, IFB. Dangerous are this tactic. Very dangerous. Because you still are going to be exposed here. unless you come in here and ask him to stay wider. You probably are forced to do this, no? Asking the left-sided defender to stay wider. That's the only way you can play this like that. Out of possession, it draws into 4-2. Even in a possession, right, I'll ask you, because the reason why we want this, when you're attacking, we just want to make sure that this space doesn't get exploited. We've got DM here, maybe it won't. DLP, AP, Y4. I probably think that you might have to make some changes. Yeah. Holding position, roaming. Okay. Moves left and right. So how do you move up the pitch? One outlet only. That's it. You only have one outlet, that wing back. So if wing back has a bad game, your whole tactic falls apart. So you only have one way to move the ball up the pitch, and that's from the wing back. DLP is going to play long passes. It's not exactly happening every single pass, right? So you need to have a plan B. So the plan B is the ladder. So you have to look for the ladder. Like, how am I going to get the ball up the pitch? Right, so that's something that you have to always be looking at. Like how? So if the wingback has a bad game, you're in trouble. So something that you can do is things like underlap, left side. Okay, but then you get more players coming to that side, and then holds out the ball looking for inside runs, and that could become the AP, the wide forward. But I won't be surprised, right? In a lot of the games that you get, you're not creating too many chances. Yeah, so you'll be looking at putting a lot of pressure and putting a lot of crosses in. But you don't dominate, as in rip them with beautiful goals. So you need to try to, create those kind of opportunities with your tactic and still remain defensively solid. I'm not saying this is a bad tactic. I'm just saying that it might be an approach you want to think about. Because I don't believe that people should immediately go out there and make the changes to the tactics based on what I say, right? It should be something that should come organically from you. You try more things. That's why I recommend go and try making those kind of changes. See, this ball has gone in, pass into space is such a valuable instruction in this tactic. Because there's a lot of space, right, that your players are attacking. So there's a lot of we are building play on the left, and then there's going to be a lot of attacks on the right, if you notice in your tactic. Right, so I'm going to make the changes now. Save ourselves some time, okay? All right, your tactic is fine, okay? So there's nothing to do. I'll just leave it. The only worry of your tactic is this guy and this guy. So here what we'll do is just ask this guy to stay wider. That's the only thing you do to his tactic. Just make one small change. That's it, and your tactic is fine. Because then what will have is, when you lose the ball, right, this central defender will, now you see what's happening here now. There's a gap, right? So I want him to stay wider, as in, don't let this guy get away. Right, so he's got to look after this guy. Yeah. Because this guy has got to come back, and you have to buy time for him to come back. Nice ball. Nice. I like this tactic. Very nice. There's a whole swing going on. No? So just only thing you add is stay wider to that central defender. Because your tactic literally lives and dies by one swing back right now. He's going to be the one that gets you off the pitch, right? So now they're trying to build up play. See, the build up play doesn't really, you don't really attack the right side as much as you did on the left side, right? The left side was much more nicer in the attacking pattern. So I think, the only one thing you want to attack is advanced wing back. Plus, this tactic is going to smother all these back fives. Yeah, other than that, I think this is fine. Target forward, DLF is the opposition's roles. You got channel forward moving left and right. You got wide forward attacking behind the lines. You got AP. You got advanced wing back arriving behind the lines. You got DLP looking to put one over the top. Yeah, nothing here you should be worried about. I think it's decent. Yeah. I wouldn't make any changes to this tactic. Yeah, definitely nothing. Look, I see a good tactic, decent tactic, don't make change. The only change I would make is the stay wider on the central defender. That's all. That stay wider on the central defender is the only thing I'll add. Don't bother making you're not going to get maybe it's a small percentage improvement. Not overall, I think it's still going to be about the same for you. You're still going to be winning more than you lose. Okay. FM route tactics. Now we're going to clear 1, 2, 3, 4. And delete them. Done. Good. Not there yet. Downloads. Downloads. Public. Oh no, public 4, right? Yeah, this one. Extract all. Browse. Same place. Select folder. Extract. Okay. Oh no. Local. Load. Okay. So let's. Marcel Euro. We already played the tactic. Okay. So look at this tactic. DLF, IF, white forward, EM. Probably 4-3-3 on Football Manager, this position. When you go attacking like that, we got this attacking or this attacking. These guys push out, right? You can see a lot of goals, right? Down here. Attacking, you're doing well. You're losing a lot of goals here. All you gotta do, today has fullbacks. That's it. You'll save yourself the grief. Okay, that's how I would approach it. Okay. The other thing I would do is also, I would play with one defender, meaning one's a central, one is an ACB, one center back like this. Another one could be, in some cases you can do this. Some cases you can do that. You can play like a, you take the lead, right? But these guys are protecting you down the flanks, right? So they don't really push up. This guy comes out and makes a awesome foursome in the midfield. You keep possession of the ball and then play pass into space. This guy becomes DLP and this guy actually becomes a channel midfielder. That way, what will happen is that this channel midfield moves here, right? And then you get a awesome foursome. So you get a ladder here and a ladder here. And you got diamonds on the left and the diamonds on the right. So, because this guy pushes up, he becomes ACB, he comes here, right? So you're going to get 4. And this guy moves up. So you get the guy moving into this area, inside for coming in, and this IFB is in this position. Very hard to mark that kind of positioning because the players are really moving off the ball quite well. So yeah, plenty of options here. The only downside to your existing tactic is the fact that you're using wingbacks. I'm not a big fan of wingbacks in this match engine because they will leave you exposed and you can see a lot of goals on that thing. Doesn't matter what you do, what else you do. I don't even need to look at these instructions. Doesn't make a difference. Because when you play pressing central midfielders, right, you can actually do two things, right? You can ask these guys to be tracking so that you don't have to defend 2 areas of the pitch, right? So these guys track and these guys track. So what happens is they press, these guys are watching the opposition fullback or rather the opposition winger. So they follow him and remove him as a passing option. So as they press, they are actually marking the other player so that the player might get into trouble. When you do a winger and a press, they both go for the same player. And when they do that, you open up space, fullback gets exposed. It looks like chosen BYT teams in FM are not struggling at FM24 ones. Yeah, man, sitting on first place. BYT. And totally the match engine in Football Manager 26 is quite straightforward. So I think here you would have to change some of these roles. Because it's going to be your backline. This 4-3-3 is all the same. All 4-3-3s are the same problem. This side. So and also the way they defend. So if you do press, track. If you want to do press here, right? These guys screen. So they hold the center. But that's wasting 2 players to screen. That's why it's better to press, track. Then you get better defensive coverage. So these guys are wreckers in central midfield. Yeah. That's the best option. Yeah. I like press as well. Yeah. Not a bad tactic. You just have to worry about defensive side. We did this right. Everton, Hoodoo luckless. Winger, PCM, DM, fullback. Okay, but this again, like I just said, the last tactic is the same, bro. This one should be a tracking. Design tracking. In possession, inside forward. Okay, these kind of tactics, right? You really need this player to attack the space. Because you got AP. How else are you going to score goals? And then when you have this, you have a target forward, right? Okay, target forwards are not too bad. They'll drop in. So that's why you have a CM on attack. So you need this guy to attack the space. Now, okay, you're using a halfback. Now, when you use a halfback, your tactic automatically becomes a winger-based tactic. Yeah, because when you use halfback, they form a tree. So what's going to happen is these guys are going to push out. You're going to have to use the wingbacks. You cannot use these guys. You cannot keep them back. Because the whole notion of the halfback came to encourage those fullbacks to get further up the pitch, not back. So what are you going to do with your roles here? Okay, good. All right, run by the ball. So you basically done that already. So that's, okay, basically do that. But I would look at this guy being a central midfielder attacker with further forward. So just add this instruction. Where is it? Forward runs. Yeah. Come in here, add make more forward runs. So what you get is this guy running up the pitch as well. Yeah. So then he'll arrive in late. I'm inside forward. You have a winger, no? You have a target forward. Why would you want an inside forward as well? Okay. Inside forwards are going to be in this area, closer to the... So what you want to do is create defensive problems for some teams. So as this guy attacks the center, he is giving them width. So he's going to pull a player away, right? This guy will have space then to deliver across for a target forward. There's one goal scoring opportunity. Then you got AP. AP, not my favorite role in a 4-3-3. Mine is more like I'll rather play a role that is going to go into the channel and then create deep diagonal attacking patterns for the left or the right. But you try AP if you have a play for it and you like it. Considering the fact we don't have we're basically using this halfback. But you want these two guys to get further forward. So other than that, I won't make any other changes except I'll stick with these. And then let me know how it goes. And then, the next time we do the show, bring back a tactic and tell me how it went. Because it's one thing to talk in general terms or even play the tactic. It's another thing to play the tactic. 4-3 balance progress through. Okay, balance progress through. Another one. Okay, 4-3-3s are not the best tactics in Football Manager. They're not, no. They're very, very bottom heavy. That means you need to think of a way of getting the players out the pitch. Otherwise, you're not scoring goals. It's as simple as that. So you really need to look at like getting movement in your final third. I'm a bigger fan of a channel forward than I am of a target forward. Because target forwards hold the position, then nobody else is attacking the space. So you get a channel forward moving left and right, AM attacking the space, you get a lot more going forward with this tactic. The other thing that you might want to do is you got an AM going this way, right? So this role can actually be an inside forward or a wide forward. Why? Because as he runs to this area, he's attacking. This guy can go in from behind the lines and he becomes a receiving pass. No? Because this guy's also a channel midfielder. He comes out here. Right, he's going to be in this area. He can work with this fullback. And this guy should actually make more for us in there. Can? Yeah, then you get nice dynamic. Oh, this will be funky. Man. Guy goes here, this guy comes here. This guy goes here. Wide forward. Winger stretching the play. Yeah, you can. And then, of course, if you are inclined, you can even go one-man defenders with playing the ACB. Out of position, I would definitely go track, channel, CM. Huh? Nobody's defending. You got nobody defending in this tactic, no? You're basically just hoping that they defend. I mean, I'm not saying they don't want to be defending. They will be defending. But the issue with this kind of a defense is you got 7 players waiting for the ball to come into their half before they do something about it. Why don't you get these guys to do something in the opponent's half? Then these 5 players can stay in your half and do, all that. These guys would have to press in the halfway line, and that's what that setting will do, pressing. While these guys try and remove them as a passing option because you want to leverage off the extra man in midfield by putting pressure on the opposition teams. So that's how I would set it up. Right? I don't think our team instructions are too different. Narrow tempo, I'm not a big fan of too high. Whenever you create any kind of tempo, start on standard. Tempo is not a meta. Unlike other people saying it was a meta, I don't care. A couple of experiments with a team with where you froze their attributes, right? And you holiday mode through it is not a way to discover metas in the game. Okay, it is not a way to discover meta. I don't care who you are or whether you got a mathematical PhD or whatever. No, doesn't work that way. Okay, all right. The meta in the game is the space between your ears. That's the true meta. And then the other meta, the only meta that's been remained unchanged in the last 20 years is player attributes. So that's it. It's always been a numbers game as far as SI is concerned. Crossing style, low crosses, play on balance first. Only do low crosses when you consistently go down to the byline. If you don't do it because you got passed into space. Dribbling, encourage pass into space is good, but don't just hammer low crosses in because you are doing all this risky stuff in their final third with your fullbacks exposed. So only do that if you are taking a big gamble or if the opposition team is so defensive that you need to create an opportunity to score. All right? So that, I hope, helped you guys out. Because right now, meanwhile, in the halls of justice, I need to very quickly go and put my kids to sleep. This is a long show, man. So, sorry, I didn't have time to read the chat, man. Share the left, the white midfielder, the right side is channel midfielder. Everything is fine. No worries. I think that's basically it, now. Yeah. White midfielder and the right side is channel midfielder. Okay. I mean, that could work as well. But what I suggested, basically the rules of 4-3-3 are the same. All of them. 7 players are defending. How do you get your team into attacking patterns? That's it. 4-3-3 is... 4-3-3s are Tinker's tactic. Tinker's formation. You always got to be thinking about how the hell do I attack this place? How can I throw all these players? No, that's not my tactic to give away, man. Capitano. It belongs to Godspurs. If you want, you have to ask him on Discord or ask him on the stream. Yeah, he's not. But he takes part in a lot of network games. So he's a network player, and he's got a lot of tactics in his arsenal when he's playing network games with his friends. So I don't know. If it was me, I wouldn't be sharing my tactics. Yeah. Yeah, but you can discuss it if you're on the chat and ask him. If he responds, he responds. I'm not the one. I can't get in between people when it comes to tactics. Because a lot of people are serious about network games. Some are very, very serious. Yeah. So thank everybody for coming to today's stream. Hope you had a good time. I got to go put my kids to sleep. You guys stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Good night.